Hey. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Give me a sec, guys, because I'm just, I'm rushing from the webinar we just did. I gotta lay down all of our stuff here. Let me see if I can organize myself. Let me see if I'm gonna share my screen. This one, screen 4. Share. All right, screen should be good, right? Let me see what's going on over here. Participants, yes. Chat, good. Everybody is. Say hi to me, guys. Does everybody hear me? Connie, you hear me? All good. Screen is good. Ready to rock and roll. We're good. Cheryl, Carol, Connie, Joanne. Oh my God, look at this. My lady mafia, man. I swear. Karen, everybody. Oh, I love the fact that all the traders in my room are ladies. Well, not all the traders, of course. Ricky and Krasi and everybody else. But I mean, like I love the fact that that in a trading world where it's 95% guys, 5% ladies, that we're 50-50 in this room. So it's super awesome. All right. Hey. Good morning. I be very honest with you. I really just had very minor engagement with the market today because we have, today we have like this big 2021 preview. Some of you may have been in the room and heard it. We're gonna repeat the whole story again later in Asia mode. Hey, sorry. Do you guys hear that? I have. Hang on. Let me. I want to share sound. Hang on. Hopefully you guys are gonna. Hopefully, tell me if on the next. Because I'm so. I love. Oh yeah. Okay. Share sound. Okay. Hopefully, on the next Audible, you guys are gonna hear the Audible because the whole thing that I want to just focus on is the idea of trading with Audibles today, and how we can really optimize our possible structures. So to review basically where we're at as far as development goes, I'm waiting for the final version of the Arrow Trader indicator that's going to do the following thing. It's going to combine trend signal with price signal, so that we can get a perfect audible of what is going on. So in this particular case right now, it just said to me, buy reversal signal or buy continuation signal in Eurodollar, right? But in the final version, it's going to say uptrend false, buy continuation signal. When we hear something like that, or when we look at that, we're going to essentially assume that the price signal is false, and we're gonna trade against the price signal. And if the trend, if it's gonna say trend signal true, price signal XXX, then we're gonna trade with the price signal. You see how it's gonna work? It's gonna make it a lot easier instead of me having, like, I know, for example, that this buy trend is a lower buy because the crossover is over here. The crossover is over here. So clearly, it's a lower buy. Therefore, it's a false uptrend, right? In our definition of things. Doesn't mean that it may not be a great uptrend. It just simply means it's false in the way we study price structure. But this whole Audible construct is going to make it a lot easier for us to basically run it. And as a matter of fact, so if we have we have a false this is crap. This is sorry. I have the wrong. It's because I was sorry guys, just bear a second. Let me I was trying to fix something for Valtteri and it wasn't working. Okay, so I have the right applet on this thing. So while we have this, we certainly have a reasonable trade setup, meaning that we have a false trend buy continuation. If this thing fails, it means that the break below this buy happens on a closing basis, which we're gonna set this up right now.
Pound dollar sell reversal arrow.
Did you guys hear that, by the way? Did you hear that audible? I think it's a pound dollar sell reversal audible. Okay, good. So pound dollar sell reversal. Also looking at this is a false buy trend, right? And if we were true to our trades, so it's 28 seconds left. If this breaks below the low here, we have a reasonable sell here. So let me just do a sell construct. Can I do this? No, it's not letting me set this up. Okay, so I'm going to, so if it breaks below here, I'm going to take this. I'm not loving this, but there's a kind of a distributive aspect. Pound popped on the Bank of Governor comments that they were not going to go to negative rates, and that's really the strength. But as I said in my presentation today, there's a lot of things to worry about UK economy, and the fact that their rates complex tightened up is probably a negative more than it is a positive, because they need very, very loose monetary conditions to survive. And I think they're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place on the inflationary front. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I can justify it a million different ways. We don't care on the short-term basis. We just we're trading price action. There's a price action signal here that's telling us that the buy trend is false. So if we have sell signals, we want to take those sell signals at their face value for the time being. And if it doesn't trigger, it doesn't trigger, but it's fine. Canada has nothing. Looking at the so indices are starting to percolate a little bit here. They're starting to pick up off the bottom. The indices had a big sell-off, I guess, right before the New York Open, and now this is the 9:30 New York Open, the typical BS move on the Open. But this is a negative trend, right? This is a false trend, because we can see that the buy side was much higher. So this is a false trend, and we can get a sell signal or a failed buy signal. We certainly want to trade NAS as a trade. And then let's take a look at the this is a true sell signal. This we just missed. This was a great sell signal. Now I'm not chasing it. I'm not chasing the continuation to the downside on Dow, because it's not a legitimate trade for what we want to do. German is doing nothing. German is not even. Honestly, I really wonder if German is even worth trading these days, because it's such a low volatility trade. But the downtrend is in a continuation downtrend. This uptrend is false. So any sort of a buy reversal or sell continuation could be a legitimate trade. But I'm much more interested in the US indices. Okay, so here we go. So NAS has negative arrow in a false uptrend. So let's set up a trade. Let's see if we can do this. Get over here. It's got to clear all the way to the bottom here, so it's got to go quite a lot to the downside. But let's play it. What's more interesting to me is, and this may work. I mean, what's working right now is something against our structure, which is let's buy the high of this sell, right? So this blue candle took out the highs, so we presumably could have gone long here. But this is really interesting. Look, and I was wondering if this is going to happen. Look how cool this is. Cool, not in the sense that it's making us money, but cool that it's not stopping us out. Remember, in our prior configuration, we would have bought this breakout and said to ourselves, "Ooh, it's a breakout, it's an uptrend, would have taken it." Now we know it's a bullshit uptrend. So we not only do we stay away from what potentially would have been an easy stop out, right? There's a 20-point stop out right then and there. Before we even blinked, they would have stopped us out. But we'll see now. We're going to see if there is really selling pressure. It should continue to take out the lows of the sell candle, and maybe give us a trade. So I just find it interesting that the new construct not only hopefully helps us find better trades, but just keeps us out of stupid ass trades. Like you would have never been able to, if we didn't have the depth of analysis on trend, we would have been able to not take this trade, which I love. I love the idea that it keeps you out of bad trades, which is, I think, really, really important. All right, who's in the room here? Say hello to me, guys. Who's here? We're having a pretty quiet day today. Yes. Hey, Kelvin, how are you? I guess everybody is was in the other webinar. I was just taking the time for that. But in the meantime, got 9-10 seconds. We're probably gonna break the lows on this. Let's see if this triggers us into a trade. Certainly triggers. I don't know if the
German trend down.
Yeah. Okay. Triggering us into a trade. Let's see if we can. What was the trend down? Oh, pound. Oh, pound. This triggered into a pound trade. Close to the boom. Done on the NAS. NAS was classic clean trade, right? That was just like that. I love the beauty of this thing. It's a bullshit trend. Prove to me it's a bullshit trend. Let's take it. Good job, Jonathan. Good job. Everybody banked out nice and clean 5 on this. Cable, we took the where's this thing, baby? Currencies are always going to be very, very slow. So cable is wishy-washy on this move, but same idea. Bullshit upside trend, possibility here to the downside. We'll play it. Dow, nothing. I got nothing here. Even if the Dow reverses back, there are no reversal trades here because it's a genuine downtrend. It's a genuine downtrend, and I'm not buying dips in a downtrend. Again, because I don't want to, we're not making stupid trades. Canada is doing nothing. Let me actually see how it's interesting. Where was the one of the things that certainly is you need to be aware of is the challenge of what I call the chop environment. Within the chop environment, and this is the reason why you really want to keep your take profits as small as possible. So here's the Canadian chop environment, right? I think, let me see if I so downtrend, higher downtrend. So this is sort of a false downtrend. We want to be buyers. We try to buy over here. That takes us on 44, and where does that go? To 46 and down to 35. So we survived the stop, and it eventually does take us up. This actually brings to mind so my point was that even within a chop environment, as long as we're more or less on the right side of the market, having wide stops keeps you in the game and lets you take out the trade as you see fit. And then this is where it gets really, really interesting. This is where I really love the trades. Well, in this case, I think you would get, so this is an upside break here. First sell over here in the upside break. You get short here at 47, and it goes really down to 61. So 13 against you, and then it eventually comes back down to make money to the downside. This is not a great entry. And I will say this to you that if I am in a situation where I have an uptrend and and I consider it to be a false uptrend, or I have a downtrend that I consider to be a false downtrend, right? The first order of business is I don't take the first or the second candle. Like that rule, the rule is if I'm going against the trend, if the trend is false, right? I really want to stock the failure. And stocking the failure, if I just pass up the first 2 signals, stocking the failure really puts me over here, which gives me much greater confidence that this is a true failure. And had I taken this trade over here, I wouldn't have had any heat. But having the having the wider stop, still, this is the reason why you need wider stops, because you need to just give yourself breathing room. But the better way of trading our methodology is to stay true to the rules within the context, right? So we know the context is bullshit. Then within that bullshit context, what's the best possible way to execute the sell trade? And you want to stock it on a couple of arrow failures, especially in a 1 minute chart. You're going to get a couple of initial bursts, and then usually the false failure comes in and trades out. So here on the other hand, it's sort of like when we get the positive, when the trend is true, I want to take the first signal, right? When the trend is really true, so the trend is to the upside here is true, then I just really want to take the first signal as the one that that matters. What's going on in the NDX now? Nothing much. What's going on in the Dow? Nothing much. Kind of really quiet. What's going on in German? German's got a negative. So let's sort of like play this game. Is this a negative? It's a true negative sell because the cross here is lower than the other one. We can use, I guess, this as a reference point, right? We can use this as a reference point. Well, it would be cheating a little bit because this is not the reference point in the slice. We're looking for the first reference point in the slice, and maybe we should wait. And if we really want to be honest with ourselves, we want to find the first reference point in this initial trend slice, and then we want to obviously sell that reference point, whether it be buy or a sell, because that's where you get the highest probability of trade. If we really wanted to kind of front run the idea, and this candle kind of closing, what the hell? Let's play with this. We got 4 minutes. This breaks to the lows. I'm going to sell this just for fun. So what I'm doing here is this reference point clearly got broken, right? We have a sell, and I'm trading momentum to the downside. Now, is this a perfect trade? Definitely not. Is this the classic trade? Definitely not. Is it within neighborhood? It is. And since we've got nothing else going on here, I'm taking it because it's within neighborhood. It's within the essence of how I want to trade it. It just almost came in. Almost came in. Come on. All right, I'll take it. I'll just take it. Screw it. We'll just take it for 3 here because the spreads and everything else. But again, the idea is in true trend, sort of the way to summarize this, in true trend, the first momentum move in the trend direction that's real, we want to take. In false trend, the second or the third momentum move against trend direction we want to take. That's basically the whole story. Yeah, Ricky, I don't, the EA, I have no idea how you configure the EA, and the EA is, is obviously going to have volatility filters, right? And it's going to have MACD filters. There's a lot of different things in the EA than the ones we're trading right now. So hold off on the EA until we make new versions. I am working now. I really like the production cycle that we have, where we work very, 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 very closely on the mechanicals of the setup and the mechanicals of the indicator, and we finalize all the mechanicals.
Nasdaq trend down.
Finalize the mechanicals of the indicator, all that stuff, and then sometime down the road we codify those into an EA function. Day trading to me is never an EA function. It's always going to be a human tool function. Nasdaq is creating a trend down. So obviously the first 5 points could have easily been 20 points. And this is, by the way, where your preferences, your abilities, your desires are all really can come in play. If you're the type of person that wants to trade, and in fact, I would say that's a superior strategy if you have the personality for it. It's only a superior strategy if you can execute it. So if you're the type of person that can really hold
euro dollar sell reversal arrow,
they can really hold for positions. Let me just look at the euro dollar for a second. No, nothing. I don't have anything here. Oh no, sorry. We said it was a false euro sell, right? This breaks. I'm kind of missing this trade, so we'll just let this trade go. I'm not gonna try to pluck this trade. But this was a false buy trend. This broke down to the lows. This trade would have triggered me. This euro dollar sell reversal would have actually triggered me into a trade at around 48, and we could have. We're at 46 now, so I'm going to let it go. But that would have been a legitimate trade. And if that thing comes down into like 42s, 43s, that would have been a nice clean 5 points. But back to my idea of multiple point gains. You see how positionally, if you had a 1-2 exit entry structure, here you would have really done very well. You're like now
Euro trend down.
50, 60 points into the trade, right? 50, 60 points into the trade because you let the second component of this thing run. It's very, as I said, it's very much up to your personality. If you have the personality to hold on to like large positions, this analytical framework can often put you into a multi-point trade if you have the right mindset to trade it. Looks like my cable is finally doing something. Where's my cable? All right, I'll close this at 3. I'm just going to close it at 3 because cable's got a positive bid. I'm fading the move today. Clearly, it's fighting my fade, and I have no interest in holding this through like another 5-6 points against me. So fine, if it goes 5, great. Euro, what did euro do? Euro's still kind of floating around 46, 47, so no trades here.
Pound trend down.
Pound actually would have totally TP'd me on this. What does German do? Oh, we already made money on the German, so I'm not trading. We front ran the German, right? As I said to you, the first breakdown signal in trend is the best, and the last breakdown signal in the counter trend is the best. I guess that's the way. It's easy to say that because it makes obviously the most sense, because the last signal in a counter trend is always, of course, going to be the best. How do you know it's the last? Well, the best way we can do it is just to give ourselves 2 or 3 reference point signals before we initiate a counter trend move, a counter trend trade. But this thing is also multiple down moves, just telling us right away how price action moves. This would have been this is a secondary sell. So all the rules for how we trade mean reversion are the exact opposite of how we trade trend, right? So if in mean reversion, we want to wait for a couple of candles to enter the move, because those are the highest probability trades. Remember that in momentum, the first candle, this candle, is the best. The second candle is good, but not as great, right? So this is the interesting thing about trading mean reversion versus trading momentum. Mean reversion, your probability of success goes higher the more signals you have. Momentum, your probability of success goes lower the more signals you have, the more reference points you have. Get that? And as long as you understand that, as long as you understand your odds relative to the space you're in, you can make your own judgments as to how you want to trade it, right? This is a good example here.
Pound dollar buy reversal arrow.
This is a good example here because you see this is a second sell signal, and it clearly, if you had sold on the bottom here, you backed up, and if you probably were, you certainly were, unless you had a 40-point stop, you certainly were going to be stopped out on the backup. And this was a momentum trade, but on a second signal, so the probability goes much lower, right? It's kind of really, really interesting to see that in price action. You can totally understand how the movements of price action go day in and day out. And that's really what we're doing. As I said earlier, I think Krasi was in the room. I don't know if he's in today. I said, as retail, we have no advantage on order flow. We don't have the bankers or the brokers idea. Who is the big buyer? When is he coming in? What does he want to do? Because if there's somebody coming in with a couple of $1 billion order for the Dow, he's going to move this thing 50, 60 points. If I know that ahead of time, I'm going to be able to front run it. I don't have that information, right? And if there's news on this, I also don't have this information, mainly because I can't develop proprietary news, and whatever news that hits that's public is going to be completely front run by the algos. So my only advantage is my size, which means I can enter or exit at any time with any, without any slippage, and price flow. If I follow what price is communicating to me, then I have an edge, because I'm coming in at clearly what seems like a proper time for the market, and not coming in on false moves, right? And that's really the beauty of our setup, is that it's really we're just basically trading price flow in a clean setup. And this was the reason why I killed the pound, because it was it was like only the first or the second sell signal against us, not enough to really trade, and it was just a limited amount of sell-off. So I took it at 3, because we needed, the perfect stock would be 3 or 4 signals, then it fails. Then I would have had a lot more confidence in that trade, right? I think that's actually kind of good, excuse me, for me to give you the confidence levels of trades, because then you can see you can see my my view on the whole thing, because it's not just a trade, it's how confident you are in the trade that I think really matters, right? So everything is stabilizing and reversing. Euro doing nothing. So what is this? Euro has
Pound trend up.
Pound trend up. A high trend. This is a positive trend. True trend, right? True trend. So if pound trend up is true, we want to be looking at buy opportunities. Cable refuses to go down. It's the news of the day continues to be positive, and maybe they want to run it to 32.20, 36.20, or 36.50. So we'll look for chances where the breakout confirms the true trend. Is that clear to everybody? So here, by the way, if we're looking at Canada, Canada has a true uptrend. Dollar is strong against the loonie. This is a sell arrow, which means we have a possible buy breakout against the arrow. So we should participate. This is a legitimate trade. I'm going to try and buy it around 78 or I don't know, 77. Just to and it's like right over here. I think what's the high on this thing? 75.5. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So if this candle is taken out on Canada, we're going to participate to the upside. Dollar strength on the Canadian dollar right now as it's coming in. And nothing else is going on.
Dow.
Yeah, Canada is in trade. We're looking for 81 on Canada. Right? Looking for 81 on Canada. Let's see if we can, if it moves in that direction. What is this? Oh, this is the Dow. Dow turning. So Dow turns positive in what I call a false trend. It's a lower high, right? So break to the upside on a lower basis. So we're looking for ways to sell Dow if we can find it. If we can find it. Oh man, my today I have so much talking to do. My throat is all done already. Have you guys played with the audibles yourselves? Have you guys installed them on your own on your own charts? It's pretty cool, right? It's really kind of helpful. Really helps you orient yourself. Yeah, hopefully this will be. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for Daniel to refine the trade here. But hopefully, it'll be done. Oh, really? Oh, that sucks. Wait, Karen, do you trade from a MacBook Pro and you use VPS for login? Oh, all right. Oh, wow, that sucks. Really? I'm surprised because VPS is like a bedrock of Windows. Let's see what we got on the nah, this is kind of consolidating. German. So German has a
Pound dollar buy. German trend up.
German trend up, but it's a false trend, right? Euro dollar consolidating. Canada is just kind of quiet. Canada's kind of moving against us on this thing. I was afraid Canada was going to move against us. Canada is notorious for doing bullshit. I'll give this a little bit more breathing room to go, but if it doesn't go, I'll just blow it out. Oh, that sucks. It's funny when I was running Macs, everything was on VPS, and I was like, I had 1,000 VPSs going. And now that I'm on Windows, I literally don't even look at the VPS. Well, mainly because I moved away from 24-hour a day trading into very select, into essentially proprietary trading instead of algo trading. But I totally see. I had nightmares with every hosting service, including router, which uh, which can go bad sometimes, just because everything drives go bad, everything goes bad all the time. All right, Canada trying to rally. Maybe it looks like is risk coming down. Maybe risk is coming down for us. So this is a good example of what I'm telling you about how it keeps us out of. This is what I love about the system now. It keeps us out of trades when they don't give
Euro
us.
dollar sell continuation arrow.
Which one was that? The euro dollar? Yeah, I guess euro dollar. It keeps out of trades when they don't give us a price signal, and it keeps us out of trades when they don't give us a trend signal, right? I'm really coming to the conclusion the whole essence of trading is to force yourself not to trade, right? The great secret to trading is to not trade. But truly, that definitely works because it restricts us from dumbass trades. So in this case, the breakout failed, so it would no trade, no harm, no foul, right? And in the Nasdaq, it restricted us from taking that trade, which was an idiotic trade because there was no trend trade. It was a poor trend trade. This, by the way, sorry, we're in we are getting a setup here. This is a lower low in the thing. This is a legitimate sell. I wish I was just paying attention to this more, but let me put this over here. 90 back, sell this against this low. So if we break the low here, that should be a legitimate sell on the NAS. And we'll let that play out if the price action takes us. If it doesn't want to break it, then it keeps us out of a trade. Jay says, yes, that's the secret. The secret to trading is not to trade. I think I'm going to post that today. Carol, how's the router hosting been going for you? Is it okay? It's pretty fast. When it works, it's pretty fast, right? It's a pretty good VPS. The Persians, the crazy Persians are okay. All right, let's see if we're getting a NAS breaking down. Let me see if oh, you know what? Oh, sorry, this needs to be updated a little bit. This actually should be a legitimate trade because we had you see how the buy arrow updated higher, so we then move our entry higher relative to the trade, and still got 20 seconds, so it could easily scoot up. But if it stays at these levels, presumably that should be a decent sell structure. All right, let's see if this works.
Euro trend up. Pound dollar by continuation arrow.
Okay. Big reversal on this move. Wow. Big move up reversal on the sells. But it was a pretty legitimate trade. So, of course, not every signal is going to work. We've had a very, very good string here. So if this fails, it fails. Is there? Oh, is it 10? No, it's more than 10 o'clock. I was like, is there news on the move? No, I guess not. So it was just a lot of volatility, just the basic vol move. How big was this vol move, by the way? What is the high low on this? I wonder why the vol didn't. Maybe it was a sell. It was a wait. Hold on. 74. Oh, it was a 15 move. Yeah. So it was a pretty big vol candle. That's one of the reasons why it's backed up against us. Now we'll have to see if I can survive the what I call the vol backflow or the vol overflow. Let's see if this takes us in. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So Fed's Bostic comments from Boston Fed Chair Bostic are kind of
pound trend down.
Been kind of negative. That's pushing it down. But no, I guess this Nasdaq. This could be our first boom. Yes, our first failed trade in God knows how many tries. But it just failed to the downside. We just the sell-off here was too hard, and this signal just simply didn't continue. So That's that on this one. This is a false breakout on the Dow. So we have to watch and see if we get any signals on this. What's happening on the NAS? Is NAS going to go positive? No, no. So NAS is not going positive just yet. And what's going on in the pound? And the euro, not clear. The euro has a positive break to the upside. I think actually euro is a legitimate buy trade here because this, I'm going to buy this. I'm buying the euro here on this move up. And actually on a 16.4, no, 4. Because this would have been the breakout. I'm a little bit late, honestly. Yeah, I should have been at this candle, but I came in on this candle. But this is a higher low against this low over here. So the continuation move in the euro should presumably continue here. So we'll give it a shot on the euro side. Kind of very quiet markets now. We're really died down. And we are turning, this is interesting. This is really essentially if this were to break to the upside, it's a lower high, but a very marginal lower high. You can't, I would actually say you probably, it would be more of a true trend than a false trend if I were to trade this. But we have a few more minutes to see this thing resolve. The Dow is doing nothing for me. I'm going to get rid of this Canada trade. It's been floating around. It's had 20 minutes to break to the upside. It may break to the upside, but I don't like it that much. So I'm just leaving it as is. I mean, I'll leave it out. Just take three off of this thing. The euro trade is also kind of late. It was late, so maybe I missed my move here. But I'm going to give it a little bit more time to see if that can work itself out. Let's back to the indices. Okay, so this is interesting. So we turn negative. I am actually going to try and get short the NASDAQ. If this stays below the sell candle, I'm going to try and go down against it, because it's clear that this would, if this can't come back up, that means this was just a short squeeze move against us that blew up. But if it doesn't, if they don't close this below, all right, boom. Okay, I'm short this thing for 5. Okay, all right. At least I clawed some of the NASDAQ, and there's more. There's probably more to go. And this is a good example of, like, even in the best of setups, we're going to sometimes get caught in just pure short covering squeezes, right? Like this was a bullshit squeeze. We see that the prices were negative. We had a good setup, but they just, they took it and they just, there was a short. Maybe there was a guy who came in. You never know. You'd always at the mercy of sometimes there's a big buyer that just came in and swept all the offers because for non-fundamental, for non-market sensitive reasons, he wanted to be a buyer. So sometimes you're always going to be in the jaws of the monster from time to time. The key thing is, one, obviously not to get upset I just didn't get upset, and number two, to keep your eye on the ball, because if you got stopped on a bullshit move and your price analysis was correct, then you go right back in on the right analysis. And I went right back in on the right analysis in the sense that this was a sell. We closed below the sell. Momentum was there. We're in a true downtrend, right? We're in a true downtrend, and boom, it worked. So we got some of it back. So now I'm only down 10 NAS, for the day, and not horrible. Oh, let me see where you guys are at. Did anybody take that second sell? Where are you guys? Everybody's super quiet. Nobody's commenting. But my point is, this is the key thing is that on the second one, no, I'm talking about the second one, Jonathan. The second one worked. The first one we got stopped out. Oh yeah, we got stopped out on the first. Of course, yeah, everybody got stopped out on the first. Because my whole point is that it was even if you do everything right, you're gonna run into stops. The critical question is afterwards. You say, you have to look at it. You have to look at the market and say, oh, did the market just bullshit stop me out, or was it like if the price action started to go up, right? It started to really rally high up. It's clear that this, that this was a bottoming formation, and the market is probably ready to reverse its 1030 move, right? And it's fine. But in this case, you saw this was a spike, and then there was just still more weakness in the trade.
Pound dollar buy reversal arrow.
So I took my chance for to cut my stop losses. But this is the only reason. The only reason I took this was because I had confirmation of price. And now, by the way, price is really starting to turn around. Now we're really starting to turn around. Now it's starting to show genuine reversal flows, and the buyers are definitely taking more control over the sellers. So we have to honor that, honor that move now, and not look for any more sells after this. How's the pound doing? And see, I'm glad I got rid of the Canada, because Canada was just doing nothing. It was starting to fall, and this, by the way, is, so this is interesting. So we have a false sell, meaning that it's a. Let me just look at the pound here. I want to get long. I have to wait for this candle to complete because I want the candle to close above the high here. This is a sell. That's a higher sell. It's a false sell trend, right? And on this candle, it's going to take out the high of the continuation buy candle. If that does that from a downtrend position, I'm happy to get long this thing, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait, and it's got to hold. It's got to prove to me that it can hold at these levels. So far, it can't hold, right? Not really holding. So if it's not going to hold, I'm not taking it. I think I can. No, I have to just.
Nasdaq trend up.
All right, I am going to. We're gonna. So I went long pound here because this did clear the high here. So it came off the move, but it did clear the high. So now we're just trading the broader uptrend in the pound. seeing if it has a chance to get up to basically to the to the 0305 level. We'll see if that has moved. NAS turned positive, so risk is starting to pick up a little bit. This is not necessarily, I would not call this a false positive move, because even though it's marginally lower, it's clearly bottomed here, right? It's clearly bottomed here. And I would rather be looking at buy signals in the NAS right now as a near-term structure. In the meantime, Dow, Dow is very overextended to the buy side, but we don't have even a remote trade here. This is a false sell, excuse me, false buy, but I would need to have at least 2 sell signals for me to want to get involved right now, because I want to stock this thing. If it's going to turn, I want to stock it. I don't want to do it now. Oh, pound got done. This is a good example, by the way, of when you have a long, we have basically a long-term fundamental bias today, right? They're buying pound. They try to test it underneath here. They failed to test. And using our analytical structure, it was super easy to come in here and just take that trade, and and let it run high. I'm pretty close to my euro. I'm going to take the euro at 3 as well.
Pound trend up.
And pound really breaking out in a clean way. And actually, one of the really great entries, I notice this all the time, is the false trend entry. So sell trend that is false is basically kind of a consolidation in where there's a stronger uptrend move that then gives you the first signal to the other side. You want to take that move, because that's that just really blew up. I mean, I only took 5. It was easy. You see how fast it went? It went like to plus 10 on the move. So basically, I think I'm like minus 10 on NAS. Although we still have NAS. Maybe we have NAS signals. So far, I have nothing. No, I don't have anything. I have nothing. So my indices today, it's the first down day in NAS in like I think a month for me. But I made at least I made 10 in the maybe even more in the pound. I forgot. I think I made maybe even 15 in the pound, because I forgot. I thought I had another currency win earlier. But regardless, at very minimum, I'm flat on the day, which is not as horrid as we want. But definitely, you're going to have days like today where it's just not going to be how we got the indicator with the X over audible. What is X over? Crossover? Yeah. No, you don't have it. I have it, Karen. I have it, but I don't have it because I didn't want to have to upload and re-download 1,000 different ones. I'm waiting for the final one that tells you trend and location all at once, so that it's useful. If you want, I'm happy to give you the crossover yourself. You can install it. I just don't want to give it to everybody, because not everybody is technically savvy as you are, and every time we do a new version, it's always problematic. So I don't think I got anything else today, guys. I don't have any signals here anywhere. Euro did its thing. Pound did its thing really nicely. Caddy, I got out of trouble really nicely, and I got nothing else. And NAS, we got clipped on a bad move, but made some of it back. And then I think we certainly made NAS on this one as well. So it wasn't wasn't nearly as horrid as it could have been. Any questions, guys? Anything else you want to ask me? Anybody trade the pound? I'm actually curious. Good job, Connie. And good job, Ricky. Good job, good job, good job. I find trading FX super easy with this strategy. It's always a secondary consideration because we're always focusing on indices. But in my own account, like my FX accounts are really, when I pay attention to them, I really do really, really well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Kind of a quiet day today. So, we don't, unfortunately, when volatility dies, so do opportunities for us. And we just have to be patient with the market. There may be more, maybe in an hour or two, maybe when they impeach Trump later today, there'll be some volatility. Who knows? Using President Trump calls move to impeach him absolutely ridiculous. No, it's called criminal justice system, you murderer, you, but we'll leave that as it is. Okay, so where are you guys at? Any final questions? Anything else? No. Let me see if there's anything on the. No, nothing. It's really super quiet. We just have to be very, very patient. Jonathan, keep the revolution alive, my friend. Everybody else have a great day. Enjoy. Hopefully, I'll see where I'm at. I'm going to talk to Daniel today. I'm going to see where we're at. Today, tomorrow, very, very soon, I'll have the final version. We're going to upload the final version into the thing. You guys are going to have the indicator with all the audibles, and we'll be ready, we're really ready to go on this thing. And then the very, very big project after that is going to be super cool. The ability to do multiple screenings on multiple instruments, multiple time frames, to put this thing to full force will be really, really awesome. So thank you guys. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.